Finding inner peace. 6 lessons to protect your energy and mental health. Introduction. The pursuit of inner peace. Imagine walking through a chaotic city, filled with the noise of traffic, endless notifications from your phone, and the pressures of daily responsibilities. Amidst all this noise, you find a peaceful garden, a space untouched by the world's chaos. The garden represents your mind, calm, steady, and untouched, only if you learn to protect it. In today's fast-paced world, we often allow external distractions, social expectations, and unnecessary obligations to deplete our mental and emotional energy. However, ancient Buddhist wisdom teaches that true peace is found not in external circumstances but within ourselves. By practicing mindfulness, self-restraint, and wisdom, we can cultivate an unshakable sense of peace. In this article, we will explore 6 essential lessons inspired by Buddhist teachings that can help you safeguard your energy and nurture a peaceful mind. Lesson 1. Understand what drains your energy. One of the most important keys to protecting your mental and emotional health is recognizing what drains your energy. Many people go through life reacting to external forces without realizing what truly nourishes or depletes them. If you don't understand the cause, you may easily fall into exhaustion, frustration, and a lack of control. Identifying energy drainers. 1. Toxic relationships. Have you ever met someone who leaves you feeling completely drained after a conversation? These people could be colleagues, friends, or even family members. They constantly complain, criticize, or bring negativity. Ask yourself, how do I feel after spending time with them? If the answer is exhausted or down, then it's a sign that you need to set boundaries. For example, if you have a friend who always talks about their problems but never listens to yours, then it's no longer a balanced conversation. You're becoming an emotional trash bin without realizing it. Solution. Learn to set clear boundaries. You don't have to cut them off completely, but you can reduce interactions or steer conversations toward more positive topics. 2. Overcommitment. Saying yes too much. One of the most common reasons people feel drained is saying yes too often. We tend to agree to every request, at work, with family, or among friends, without considering whether we have enough energy to handle them. For instance, you might accept to help a colleague with a task they could do on their own, or agree to attend a social event even when you're already exhausted. These may seem like small things, but over time, they add up and wear you down. Solution. Learn to say no tactfully. Remember, refusing something does not mean you're selfish. You need to prioritize yourself before you can give to others. 3. High-stress environments. Some people thrive under pressure, while others find it overwhelming. Not everyone can adapt to a fast-paced and demanding environment. For example, an office worker may feel stressed when constantly chasing deadlines, while another person may find that pressure motivating. The key is to understand which category you belong to and adjust your work environment accordingly. Solution. If your environment is too stressful, create small breaks in your day, take a short walk, meditate for a few minutes, or simply close your eyes and breathe deeply to recharge. A real-life story. Awareness leads to energy protection. Maria, a successful entrepreneur, had a close friend from college. However, this friend constantly complained about life, work, and negative things. After every meeting, Maria felt drained, as if all her energy had been sucked away. At first, she thought it was her responsibility to listen and support. But one day, she realized if she continued this way, she would have no energy left for anything else. Maria decided to gradually reduce their interactions and instead spent time with more positive people. As a result, she felt much lighter and more energized. Lesson. Pay attention to where your energy flows. If a relationship or habit isn't bringing you value, it's time to make a change. Personal thoughts. How to protect your energy? Ask yourself, does this make me feel happy and comfortable? If the answer is no, reconsider it. Try keeping an energy journal every day. Write down how you feel after certain activities. Over time, you'll recognize what fuels and what drains you. Remember, your energy is your most valuable asset. Don't waste it on things that don't deserve it. Have you ever experienced a situation where you felt completely drained? If so, how did you handle it? Lesson 2. Learn to say no. The Buddha once said, "The root of suffering is attachment." Many of us struggle with saying no because we fear disappointing others. We worry about being perceived as selfish, rude, or unhelpful. However, constantly overcommitting yourself out of obligation is actually a form of attachment to approval, to expectations, and to the need to be liked. But here's the truth. When you always say yes to others, you might be saying no to yourself. The power of boundaries. Setting boundaries is not about pushing people away. It's about creating space for what truly matters. Think of your energy as a bank account. If you keep withdrawing without making deposits, you'll eventually have nothing left. For example, imagine you're a student, and your friends always ask for your help with assignments. Even when you have your own deadlines to meet, you say yes because you don't want to disappoint them. But over time, you find yourself exhausted and behind on your own work. In this case, saying no doesn't mean you don't care. It means you respect your own time and priorities. Solution. Start by recognizing your limits. If a request makes you feel overwhelmed or uneasy, pause and ask yourself, do I really have the time and energy for this? If the answer is no, then it's okay to say no. Why learning to say no is a sign of strength. Many people believe that saying yes to everything makes them kind and reliable. However, true kindness and reliability come from giving your best when you actually have the energy to do so. Think about a glass of water. If you keep pouring your water out to others without refilling it, eventually, your glass will be empty. You won't be able to help anyone, not even yourself. This is why saying no is not a rejection, but a redirection. It allows you to focus on what truly aligns with your values, goals, and well-being. A story of strength. Jake's transformation. Jake, a young father, used to say yes to everything. He agreed to every extra work request, every family gathering, and every social event. At first, he thought he was doing the right thing, being a good employee, a good son, and a good friend. But soon, he found himself exhausted, disconnected from his wife and children, and completely burned out. One day, Jake decided to prioritize his well-being. He started declining unnecessary commitments, not rudely, but firmly and respectfully. He told his boss, "I'd love to help, but I already have too much on my plate." He told his extended family, "I can't make it to dinner this time, but I'd love to catch up next weekend." To his surprise, people respected his choices. They didn't get upset or abandon him. Instead, they understood, and some even admired his ability to set boundaries. As a result, Jake felt happier, more present with his family, and more in control of his own life. How to say no without feeling guilty. Saying no doesn't have to be harsh or confrontational. There are gentle and polite ways to do it. "I appreciate the offer, but I can't commit to this right now." "That sounds great, but I have other priorities at the moment." "I'd love to help, but I don't have the capacity to take this on." Sometimes, we assume people will be upset when we say no. But in reality, most people understand, and even if they don't, that's okay. Your well-being matters too. Final thoughts. The freedom of saying no. If you find it difficult to say no, remind yourself, every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to something important. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. Have you ever struggled with saying no? How did you handle it? Lesson 3. Don't absorb others' negativity. Compassion is a beautiful quality. It allows us to connect, support, and uplift those around us. However, there is a difference between offering help and carrying someone else's suffering as your own. If you take on other people's pain too deeply, you risk depleting yourself emotionally. The Buddha taught the importance of detachment, but not in a way that makes us cold or indifferent. Instead, it means learning how to help without drowning in someone else's storm. Shielding your energy. Imagine that you are a lighthouse standing in the middle of a stormy sea. The waves crash against you, the wind howls, and the storm rages, but you remain firm. The lighthouse does not chase after lost ships, it simply shines its light, guiding them safely to shore. You, too, can be that lighthouse. You can offer support without absorbing the struggles of others. This doesn't mean ignoring people's pain. It means being present without letting their burdens become your own. Here's an example. Suppose your friend is going through a tough breakup. You listen, comfort them, and offer advice. But if you find yourself losing sleep, feeling heartbroken as if it were your own breakup, then you are carrying their suffering too deeply. Or perhaps a coworker is constantly stressed about work deadlines. You empathize with their frustration. But if you start feeling anxious every time they vent, then their emotions are seeping into your own well-being. Solution: visualize a protective barrier around you. Imagine a soft golden light surrounding your body, shielding your energy while still allowing you to remain compassionate. How to help without losing yourself. Many people, especially those who are naturally empathetic, feel guilty if they don't fully engage in someone else's struggles. But here's a powerful truth. You can care deeply while maintaining emotional boundaries. Here are some strategies. Listen, but don't absorb. When someone shares their struggles, imagine their words flowing past you like a river. Rather than soaking into your skin, ask yourself, is this my responsibility? There's a difference between offering support and feeling obligated to fix someone's problems. Limit exposure to negativity. If certain people constantly bring drama, negativity, or emotional heaviness into your life, it's okay to step back. A story of emotional boundaries, Lisa's journey. Lisa had always been an empath. She was the person everyone confided in, her coworkers, friends, and even strangers at the coffee shop. Whenever someone shared their struggles, she felt their pain as if it were her own. Over time, this emotional weight began to exhaust her. She started to dread conversations, feeling drained by the end of each day. One day, Lisa decided to practice mindful detachment. She still listened and supported others, but instead of absorbing their emotions, she learned to let them flow through her. She reminded herself, I can be present without carrying their pain. I can support others without sacrificing my own peace. As a result, Lisa found balance. She remained compassionate, but she no longer felt emotionally depleted. Personal thoughts: protecting your peace. If you often feel drained by others' emotions, remind yourself, you are not responsible for fixing everyone's problems. Compassion is powerful, but it does not require self-sacrifice. Your own mental and emotional health matter too. Have you ever struggled with absorbing other people's negativity? How did you handle it? Lesson 4. Be mindful of what you share. Words are powerful. They can inspire, uplift, and connect, but they can also expose, weaken, and invite unnecessary negativity into your life. The Buddha taught that speech should be mindful and intentional because what we say can shape our experiences and the way others perceive us. In today's world, where people openly share their lives on social media, oversharing has become a habit. But not everything needs to be spoken. And not everyone needs to know your plans, struggles, or successes. The strength of silence. Think of your personal life as a delicate flame. If you protect it, it will grow into a strong, steady fire. But if you expose it too soon, especially in a storm, it can be extinguished before it even has a chance to burn brightly. Not everyone has your best interests at heart. Some people may genuinely celebrate your victories, but others may secretly envy them. Some may listen with compassion, while others may use your words against you. This is why discretion is a powerful tool. By being selective with whom you confide in, you protect yourself from unnecessary drama, criticism, or even manipulation. Here's an example. Imagine you're working on a personal project, maybe writing a book or starting a business. If you share your idea too soon, you might face negativity like, "That won't work. You don't have enough experience. That's too risky." If you listen to these doubts, you might start doubting yourself. But if you stay quiet and focus on your goal, you give yourself the space to grow without unnecessary interference. Solution: practice intentional sharing. Ask yourself, does this person truly support me? Will sharing this information bring me closer to my goal? Or will it invite unnecessary stress? Speaking less, listening more. There's an old saying, the more you talk, the more you reveal. When you practice silence, you not only protect your own energy but also observe and understand others more deeply. Listening more than you speak allows you to cultivate wisdom, avoid conflicts, and make better decisions. A story of discretion, John's experience. John had been working hard for years, and one day, he finally received a well-deserved promotion. Excited, he shared the news with a colleague. What John didn't know was that this colleague secretly envied his success. Instead of congratulating John, the colleague spread false rumors about him, making it seem like John had manipulated his way to the top. Soon, workplace gossip turned into unnecessary drama, making John's new position more stressful than it should have been. After this experience, John learned an important lesson. Not everyone deserves to know everything about your life. He decided to keep future achievements private, only sharing important news with people he deeply trusted. As a result, his work life became smoother, and he felt more in control of his own success. Personal thoughts: protecting your energy. If you've ever shared something personal only to regret it later, you're not alone. Many of us have experienced moments when a friend we trusted betrayed our confidence. A dream we spoke about got criticized before we could even pursue it. A success we celebrated too publicly attracted negativity. This doesn't mean you should never share anything. It simply means, be mindful, be intentional, protect your energy. Have you ever experienced a situation where you wished you had kept something to yourself? What did you learn from it? Lesson 5. Connect with nature. Buddhism teaches that aligning with nature fosters inner peace. Nature is not separate from us, it is a reflection of life itself. Just as trees release their leaves in autumn, we too must learn to let go of unnecessary burdens to make space for renewal and growth. But in today's fast-paced world, many people have lost this connection. We spend more time indoors, surrounded by screens, concrete, and artificial lights, forgetting that nature has the power to heal, balance, and restore us. Nature's healing power. Think about the last time you stood by the ocean, walked through a quiet forest, or simply sat under a tree. How did you feel? Chances are, you felt calmer, lighter, and more present. This is nature's gift, a source of pure energy that asks for nothing in return. Here's how you can reconnect with this powerful force. Mindfulness in nature. Simply being in nature can be meditative. Try walking barefoot on the grass, feeling the earth beneath you. Sit by a river, listening to the water flow. These small actions can clear your mind and ground your energy. Following natural rhythms. Nature follows a perfect rhythm. The sun rises, the moon sets, the tides move in harmony. When we align ourselves with these natural cycles, waking with the sunrise, resting when it's dark, we restore balance in our bodies and minds. Letting go. Like the trees, in autumn, trees let go of their leaves without resistance. They don't hold on out of fear or attachment. They simply trust that letting go is part of growth. Imagine if we could do the same, release stress, worries, and unnecessary burdens with ease. A story of renewal. Sophie's retreat. Sophie was constantly overwhelmed by work, juggling deadlines and responsibilities. She hadn't felt truly relaxed in months. On a friend's advice, she decided to take a weekend retreat in the mountains. At first, she struggled. No Wi-Fi, no emails, no distractions. But as she breathed in the fresh air, listened to the rustling leaves, and watched the sunset paint the sky, something shifted. For the first time in a long time, she felt at peace. She realized how disconnected she had been from nature and from herself. After returning home, Sophie made a promise to integrate small moments of nature into her daily life. A morning walk, a few minutes of sitting in the park, or simply opening her window to feel the fresh air. These small acts became her way of staying connected to the natural world. Personal thoughts. Bringing nature into your life. You don't have to escape to the mountains to experience nature's peace. You can start where you are. Take a morning walk and notice the sound of birds. Eat your lunch outside instead of at your desk. Pause and watch the clouds move across the sky. Bring plants into your home to create a more natural space. The more we align with nature, the more we align with ourselves. When was the last time you truly connected with nature? How did it make you feel? Lesson 6. Adopt the gray rock technique. Buddhism teaches us the power of non-attachment, the ability to remain unshaken by external negativity. One modern strategy that aligns with this wisdom is the gray rock technique, a method designed to protect your mental peace when dealing with manipulative or toxic individuals. Think of a gray rock. It doesn't sparkle, attract attention, or react to the wind or rain. It simply exists, unnoticed and undisturbed. By embodying this mindset, you become emotionally uninteresting to those who thrive on drama, conflict, or control. How it works. The gray rock technique is simple but powerful. When faced with negativity, manipulation, or attention-seeking behavior, you use short, unemotional responses. Instead of fueling the conversation, respond with neutral phrases like, "I see. That's interesting. Okay." Avoid reacting to drama. Toxic individuals thrive on emotional reactions. If you don't give them what they seek, they eventually lose interest. Preserve your energy, instead of getting drawn into unnecessary conflicts. You disengage. Your peace is more valuable than proving a point. Example. Imagine a difficult relative who constantly criticizes you, hoping to start an argument. Instead of defending yourself or getting upset, you simply nod and say, "Noted." No reaction, no emotional fuel. Over time, they stop bothering you. Why it's so effective? Manipulative people, whether they are narcissists, gossipers, or drama seekers, crave emotional reactions. They feed on your frustration, your anger, your need to explain yourself. But when you stop giving them what they want, they eventually move on. It's like turning off the oxygen to a fire without fuel. It burns out. A story of emotional resilience, Mark's strategy. Mark worked with a coworker who thrived on gossip and conflict. This person would always drag him into negative conversations, criticizing others, complaining about work, and trying to stir up drama. At first, Mark tried reasoning, giving advice, or changing the subject, but the gossiping continued. Then, he decided to use the gray rock technique. When his coworker started gossiping, Mark responded with, "Oh, okay, I see. Interesting." No judgment, no reaction, just neutral responses. Over time, the coworker lost interest and stopped engaging with Mark, moving on to someone else who would feed the drama. As a result, Mark felt lighter, freer, and more at peace. Personal thoughts: when to use the gray rock technique. The gray rock technique is not about being rude or cold. It's about protecting your peace when someone constantly seeks drama and negativity. You're dealing with a manipulative or toxic person. You want to disengage from unhealthy interactions without causing conflict. This technique teaches us an important lesson. Not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes, the most powerful response is silence, neutrality, and detachment. Have you ever used the gray rock technique? If not, can you think of a situation where it might help? Conclusion. Cultivating a life of peace. Inner peace is not something that simply happens to us. It is not luck, nor is it something we wait for. It is something we must actively cultivate. Like a garden that requires care, patience, and attention, a peaceful life is built through conscious choices. Every action we take, every thought we nurture, and every boundary we set contributes to the energy we create around us. When we recognize what drains us, we stop wasting energy on things that don't serve us. Set healthy boundaries. We protect ourselves from unnecessary stress and negativity. Protect our emotional energy. We become less reactive and more intentional. Are mindful of our words. We speak with clarity and wisdom. Connect with nature. We align ourselves with the natural flow of life. Practice detachment. We free ourselves from suffering and unnecessary burdens. Each of these lessons is a stepping stone toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Final reflection. Are you guarding your energy? As you move forward, take a moment to ask yourself, am I guarding my energy? Or am I letting it be drained by negativity? Am I nurturing my peace? Or am I allowing distractions to pull me away from it? Am I living for external validation? Or am I cultivating inner fulfillment? True happiness and fulfillment do not come from seeking approval, chasing status, or reacting to every challenge that arises. They come from within, from the calm confidence of a well-protected mind and an unshakable heart. Every small step you take toward mindfulness and self-awareness creates a ripple effect in your life. Over time, these small shifts lead to profound transformation. Remember, peace is not found in a place. It is found in a state of being, and it is always within your power to cultivate it. May your journey be one of balance, wisdom, and deep, unshakable peace.